Hi, everyone, and welcome to the most important module of all these chapters because this is going to make or break your sale. Pricing a property, as the heading is showing, is the foundation of a successful sale. So, why does pricing matter? If your price is off, your sale will stall. If your price is too high, you scare serious buyers away. And your home will sit on the market for long and it becomes stale because once someone clicks next on an item, there's hardly a chance that they will go back to it. For example, you're ordering something online and you skip something, you never go back. The same with property. If you price too low, that's where you risk losing a significant amount of money and leaving it on the table. And we don't want that. If you price it right, you generate real interest. You attract qualified buyers and you are going to receive meaningful offers. Pricing isn't about guessing or crossing your fingers, it's a strategy. And for private sellers, it's one of the most critical decisions that you are going to make. We need to understand why most homes are overpriced and why they are not selling. If you spend a few minutes browsing Property 24 or private property, you're going to notice a trend. It seems like everybody thinks that their home is worth the most in the area. And this is what most agents are not going to tell you. Just because a house is listed, for example, for 2 million on a property, it doesn't mean that it's worth 2 million. Most listings are overpriced on purpose because the agents promised an inflated rate to win an exclusive sole mandate from the seller. And then what they're going to say is, it's too high and we can renegotiate, but they don't update it on Property 24. They get the offers in for the home sale. They show the sellers, look, this is the offers that we are getting. You're not going to get higher offers. You're going to need to accept this. But they won't update that price on Property 24 or wherever you see the home was listed for. So the homes that actually sell, they are the ones that are priced on data and not on wishful thinking. So in order to get to that price, we need to change our mindset and think like a bank and not like a seller. If you want to price your home smartly, you mustn't think like a homeowner because banks don't approve home loans based on an asking price. They look at the recent sales in your area, and this is known as comparable sales, and that's how they're going to determine a value, and that's how you should also approach it. So, the first step to thinking like a bank is getting a property report. It's going to cost you an amount online, but there's many sites that you can get them on. There's Lightstone, Indeed, PropStats. I will share links in the page, or you can just search these names on Google. What these reports are going to provide you is the actual sales price of similar homes nearby, details like the property size, the land size, the sale date, and a realistic view of what banks will use when they make an evaluation, especially a desktop valuation. Because you need to remember, if a buyer needs a mortgage, the bank is not going to approve a loan based on the selling price. It's going to approve a mortgage based on the comparable sales in the area. So if your price is unrealistic and the buyer's bond is not going to get approved, and your whole deal could collapse because the bank's main concern is if this person is not going to be able to afford the mortgage, if we put it on the market again, will we get our money back? We also need to understand how valuators work. So, a professional valuation has nothing to do with your memories or your personal sentiment. It's purely methodical. What's the word? Methodical. It's purely logic and data driven. That's the word I'm basically looking for. And here's what banks valuators look at. They look at the location, they look at the size, they look at the land size, the condition and the upgrades of your property, and the actual sales price of homes in the area. So if you're basing your home price on what other people are asking, like listing prices, you're already heading in the wrong direction. You need to start with what's being sold in the area. And that's where our baseline is going to be when we come into our calculations. Alright, so we've got our property report. This is a Lightstone report. and the information that you will get probably on page 3. I'm not going to show the whole report because it's got a lot of information on. But this is the main page we are looking for to gather our data to get to our price. As you can see on here, it gives you your average sales price in the area. This row of data here is the homes that have sold. So it will give you the price, it will give you the date, it will give you the land size, the bedrooms, everything which you can compare to your home, which is on top. So in order for us to do a calculation on what we should price our home on, we need to try and identify what our average per square meter price is for our house. So highlighted here, you will see most of the sales already has that square meter price on it. In this case, it is a house that was sold to the value of 825,000 Rand, and the size of the house was 87 square meters. If you take that amount and you divide it by this 87, you get 9,482 meters squared. That is the square meters per square meter for this house, not the 87 itself. So each 1 square meter is 9,842. If you times that amount again, you then get the 8,250,000 Rand. So in order for us to get this for our home, we are going to now search for homes that are similar to ours. So here, the highlighted amount is our data that we need to try and compare with. So what we're going to do is we are going to find 3 to 5 properties which is similar to ours and gather that data. This sheet is in the pack. And this is how we are going to do our formula. These homes that I've chosen here, the amount does range out a bit, but it's the most similar homes that I have found. So what we're going to do is, once we collect the homes, we're going to use the price per square meter amount. We need to find an average so that we can calculate that on our amount. So we're going to take each home. So it's 3 houses that I used. We're going to divide that by 3 to get an average price. So in this case, the average price I'm going to use is 8,704 Rand to calculate my value of the home that I'm going to use. And this is the sales price gauge. Remember, this amount is not set in stone. It's to give you an estimate of, am I on the right track? Am I heading towards the right direction? And you are only going to see that with the comparable sales. And this is what the bank also does when approving a mortgage. So in our event, our home is 137 meters squared. I times it by that 8,704 Rand. So we got a home value amount of 1.192448 million. And this is where we're going to gauge for the price we are going to market at. So you have your idea, you get this, you compare the two and you see, okay, I'm on the right track, I'm going to market for this. Okay, my house price is quite high. I need to adjust it to get to a realistic price range. So the price adjustments are also going to be based on what value you are giving. You're either going to deduct or you're going to add. Do you have a pool? Is it solar? Is your house modern? Is it a fixer-upper? Adjust by 500 to 1,000 per square meter. So if you're working on that 8,000 Rand, okay, my home needs a bit more. So I'm rather going to take a 500 Rand off. Let's do that calculation again to see how much you got. Don't inflate it by too much. Adjust it modestly. Don't go too low or too high. But that per square meter adjustment, and you do those calculations all the time, you will see an amount, and then obviously you round it off when it comes to your advertisement. So when we're summarizing what we've done now in this module is we've looked for 3 to 5 houses which is similar to our own house. We're matching the size, we're matching the conditions, and we need to be honest about the flaws. We don't want to come to emotional valuations because, like I said in my first module, or previously in the modules of emotionally pricing or being emotional with a home, it's with price as well. The best test that I do with people is you get your price, But now I want you to do an exercise of going onto property 24 or private property. Put that amount range in you searching for a new home. And if you are a buyer with that amount that you have, is your home worth it? If I'm going to put in another area that same amount, what type of house am I going to get out of it? And that's how you're going to be able to gauge, is my amount realistic? Because remember, you're in competition with a lot of other houses around you. You want to make a profit, but you also don't want to be stale on the market. This exercise is going to guide you in the right direction. So, pricing isn't just about numbers, it's positioning a well spaced home that says, I'm serious, I'm informed, and I'm ready to sell. So, you're not guessing, you're calculating, you're not hoping, you are planning. And that's the difference between sitting on the market and standing out. So, if this exercise is something that you are possibly battling with, you can book a consultation with me. My information is within the course. It's going to cost you, but it's not going to cost you a percentage of what a real estate agent is going to charge you. Pop me an email, give me your condition or your situation that you are sitting with. I'll pull a report and then we can sit on a Zoom or on even a WhatsApp call, whatever is best for you. And we can then do that consultation to see where we are pricing and why we are pricing our home in a certain